Lost is on.
Welcome back, everybody, to Bite Size Thursday, a subsidiary of Off Slate Media. Today, like I said, we are watching Lost. Jared, what episode are we watching?
Episode 21, The Greater Good.
And this is a Sayid episode?
A Sayid episode, which I feel like we had one not that long ago. Actually, no, that was a long time ago. It's flowing pretty well. It feels like we just did the episode, his first episode, Solitary. But no, it's been like 10 to 12 episodes since then.
Wow.
So The Greater Good. I don't remember what happens.
Is it the one where... Wasn't there like a whole little arc thing where he like got captured by someone that he tortured?
That sounds about right. Because the last Sayid episode is introducing his old flame. What was her name? Nadia. And the last thing we saw is he hurt himself to help her escape.
Yeah.
So this one might be he's imprisoned, isn't he? Because they know he let her go. It's a continuation.
Sounds vaguely familiar, but I really don't remember.
I don't know. I just remember really liking Sayid's character arc when I was first watching the show.
Yeah, it's funny. Again, we've said how like some of these are pretty tame backstories. Like Boone and Shannon's backstory is kind of nothing except for one scene, and you know what scene we're talking about. But then you have like, and then you have Sayid's, which is like the most interesting one, probably that or Claire's.
Claire doesn't get that many episodes, I don't think.
But when she does, because she's got that supernatural element to it.
Oh yeah, and
all the mystery with to be named Aaron, right?
Yeah.
So
how do you feel being lost on an island? Were you that age when this was airing?
No.
Oh, okay.
Aaron was 14 when this aired.
No.
13.
Wow.
No, that can't be right.
Crazy.
This episode aired May 4th of 2005. You were 13, turning 14 in August,
So
right?
that means you were like a freshman?
No. That means he's probably in 7th grade?
Something like that. Because I was like a junior or senior or something watching season 5. That's all.
Yeah. Actually, at this point, let's see.
I think college.
I think you were in 6th grade. I think this was near the end of 6th grade for you.
Wow.
If that sounds right. 2005?
Yeah. Well, let me see.
Sometimes I
you started
how old
in
I am.
7th grade. It is 7th grade because then 2006 is your freshman year when you started at the end of 2006, right?
No.
No? Yeah. Because my sister started high school in 2005. And she's a grade ahead of you.
Yeah.
You started in the second half of 2006 high school. So this will be the end of 7th grade.
Man, that doesn't seem right. I graduated in 10. Can you do that math?
Yeah, that was 15 years ago.
That's okay. I graduated in 2005, which makes it how many years ago now?
Yeah. Okay. Well, actually, this episode aired probably a month before you graduated.
20, my dude. 20.
No.
Can you, I'm like a whole almost person that can almost drink out of high school. Ugh.
Well, if we want to do some math, Aaron,
right.
If you would have started high school in the second half of 2006, that means you started your sophomore year in the end of 2007, your junior in the back of 08, and then the senior year in the back of 09, because then you graduated in the first half of 2010.
That makes sense.
Yeah, just like I started high school, like the last couple months, basically, of that decade, because I started high school in 2009.
Do you want to... This is going to make me seem really old and you two really young. So you say you graduated in 2010. I graduated in 2010 as well from college.
And you went longer than 4 years.
Only a semester.
You get what I mean, though. So you even, like, if you would have graduated normal time, it would have been sooner.
At least you graduated from college.
It's fair.
I wasn't going to say anything.
It's fair.
I wasn't going to say anything.
I can say it.
It's okay. The first step to healing is making fun of it.
I knew it. I was in your dorm once.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met your
remember that.
buddies. Yeah, I was with your brother. We were picking you up. I remember that.
What were you picking him up for? Probably a movie.
Going up north.
Oh, Mackinac.
Yeah.
Probably makes sense.
Anyway, we barely talked about the episode. We were talking about how old we were when the episode came out. So, yes, I was almost 11 years old, and Aaron was finishing up 7th grade. So that means I would have been finishing up about 4th grade.
And I was 20.
And Jake was in college. Or
2006, you said?
no, 2005. You were in high school. You are like
No.
a month away from graduation, aren't you?
What? Say it.
A month away from a year. There we go.
Say-
2005. You graduated
What
in
date?
May 4th.
2005.
Yeah.
Yeah, a month away from graduation.
Okay, so you were real close to graduating high school. There you go. That's when this episode aired. We don't remember anything else. Are we ready to watch the episode?
Yes.
Let's do it.
All right, let's get lost. Welcome back, everybody. We just watched the episode called The Greater Good. What episode number is it?
21.
Woohoo! We're almost to the finale for this season. But what did we think about The Greater Good?
It was good.
Yeah, it's good.
It was great.
Or
Her
good.
than good.
It's greater than any of the Kate episodes.
That's not hard.
No. It's not filler because there's a lot of important stuff, but it does kind of feel like mid-season.
It feels
Filler.
like filler because
Yeah, a little bit.
at this point everybody's wondering about the hatch.
Yeah. But it's also like we're dealing. It's the aftermath of Boone, and it's also we're discussing that we go back to the plane, and then there's still important stuff that you need, but it's more of a filler episode. The backstory doesn't connect super well to what's happening on the island. Remember, we've said a couple times,
Like
some episodes the backstory connects directly to what they're going through on the island, and this one it not that it doesn't a lot.
Yeah, I would say until the end when Shannon goes to shoot Locke and Sayid kind of steps in the way and be like that. The backstory is kind of to paint the picture of what he views as the greater good, or how it's been used against him.
Yeah,
But
it's not really connected very well.
not like directly, but
Yeah, it's important backstory, but it is kind of, you said, like, wow, you see the first scene of the backstory in the episode, and you kind of get what's going to happen, especially this one. Like, it's important, but it all boils down to you could have shown him being brought in by the CIA, and then you could have shown his friend,
yeah.
offing himself is what we can say. We can't say the other word on YouTube, and that's really all you need.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's important, but, it's additional stuff for his backstory that is important. But Nadia is alive. Because I thought she was dead. But
No.
she is alive. And she's in L.A., and that's where he was going. And he was supposed to be on a different plane, but he pushed it so he could have his friends. Assam, right?
He's
Assam's
stuck
bond.
here with
Yep.
Shannon.
That one decision, which was the right decision, changed the course of everything. So Nadia's still alive, and he's macking on someone 15 years younger than him.
What was I gonna say? Oh, so like I said during the show, I am a very Midwestern white boy. The Imam, is that the holy book for Muslim people who are Muslim?
I mean, the Quran,
Yeah,
I would say,
yeah,
is
so
their
what is
book.
the-
I don't know. Let me look that up real quick. Keep talking.
I just it's a word that I've heard several times. I have no idea what it is, so it's kind of my fault for not educating myself.
It is a person who leads prayers in a mosque.
Oh,
So it's a leader
okay. So the guy with the beard at the beginning when they were
praying.
doing the prayer.
Yeah, so that's what that is. But you were saying about you can't believe.
Oh yeah, just based on my own faith beliefs, I have this like, and like the Midwestern box and white box that I live in. I can't even, I don't have any context for a faith that would say go kill these people and it will be good. I understand that there is a line of reasoning for that in other faiths, but I have no context. So I think a lot of like stuff of Sayid's story is lost on me in that. It's just an interesting. I think that's why I get so enamored's not the right word, but like engaged with Sayid's story, is because it's not another white person.
Yeah, it's different, and it's more interesting because of that. I wanted to bring up, to kind of shifting gears a little bit, funny shifting gears, because they were reading a car magazine. It's another episode where the main story is very serious of Shannon wants to kill Locke because she wants to put the blame on him for Boone's death. And the backstory is Sayid having to convince his old college roommate, I think I said, to do that. I can't say that. Or be that. Yep. To do that. And then his friend does that right in front of him. And what is our B story on the island to kind of fill things out? Kate. Charlie's trying to get Aaron to stop crying.
I was going to say Kate drugs Jack.
That's a little part of it, that's one. The B story basically is they're walking around with a baby who won't stop crying, and it's Sawyer's voice that makes Aaron stop crying.
I said it during the episode. I think this entire season exists to meme on Sawyer.
I mean, he's funny. He's also
very sexy.
Yes, he is. He called Charlie Chucky, which is a nickname for Charles.
And
it is.
What did he call?
But the way
Huey. He called Aaron Huey.
It's so funny. Just his little nicknames. Most of his nicknames are funny. Sometimes like, dude, no, but those were funny.
Those are kind of just the Sayid ones.
Yeah.
But I think at that point, like we've talked about before, it kind of mirrored the attitude of America towards people from that area of the world.
Yeah, and with this episode, from our limited perspective on it, it is humanizing people.
Mm-hmm. And the show does a good job, I think. I think that's kind of why they picked him as a character.
Yeah, he's a great character. Does anyone have him as a favorite? Jake, you did a while back.
Vincent took the cup.
Yeah, and that's not Vincent anymore.
It's not?
No, it hasn't been for a while.
What?
In episode 10, this is episode 21, so for the last 11 episodes, your favorite character is Clea.
Oh, I can't move that.
Yeah, then me and Aaron are Hurley heads.
Yeah.
I mean, he has one of the best moments in this episode.
Singing I Feel Good to a baby.
Na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
And even as a bum, at the that's all I got, dude. And I was like, of course that's not work. You're basically yelling at the kid.
They're also around very loud waves.
Yep. It's Sawyer's. Two heavier things going on. It's the baby won't stop crying.
Just the way that Charlie walks after him is hilarious.
Yeah, just because he's so little, and instead of saying something, he just waddles after Sawyer, and Sawyer keeps looking back and walking fast. It's normal. If this were reality and you're following someone like that, you'd just say wait or something. But nope, they just have him have a derpy little waddle after him, and it's so funny.
I wonder how many times, because this was the first thing he was really doing after the Lord of the Rings, right, Charlie? You would think, because it's pretty
Dominic
close.
Monaghan, yeah.
I wonder how many times on set they were like, just do your Hobbit walk.
Just do your Hobbit walk. Yeah, this is not that long after.
No, it's
the third movie came out in 2003, the end of 2003.
And this was 2004.
Yeah, at this point it's 2005 when it aired, but they would have been filming. But of course, filming probably ended years before the third, because they filmed them all at once. I think filming got done in 2001 or 2002.
That's crazy to think about.
That they filmed all three of them at once.
I've said it before. Huge. That is the last great
trilogy.
Yeah. Just the more you think about it, the more impressive it is. And then you have
no Maze Runner though. It's the first one I thought of. What's a recent? But there might be four of those.
About the Hunger Game one.
Yeah, but that's not a trilogy.
No, it's a. What's the word for 5? What would be the word for 5?
Well, it's not 5 because that's
Sequology.
Yeah, but that's not a sequel. It's a prequel, so it's its own separate movie.
Yeah.
So the other 4 would be a quadrilogy or a cycle.
the Alien ones are prequels too, and they get counted in. They get lumped into that.
Into the franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's... I don't even know. That Alien's weird.
Yeah, that is true.
Aliens, dude. I just like Hunger Games that made stories, those 4, and then this is like the start of all these spin-off movies. So.
Yeah. There was another thing I was going to say. So we were also kind of discussing during the episode. I wonder if they waited for it to naturally rain on Hawaii or on whatever island they're on. We talked about what island they're on. I don't remember. Because I know that it rained, because of the climate, it rains there nearly every day. And it just, the way the show looks, it would lead me to believe that they did, because when the sun's out, the show really doesn't look that great. But when it rains, it looks really, really good. Yeah, and so that natural difference between the overcast and the not overcast is a thing for cameras. So I wonder how much of this is natural light. Obviously, there's scenes where it's not natural light, but...
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder. I bet you they just had their own rain. Like just spraying water from... So I bet you that's just what... Because you can't schedule this giant, massive shooting thing around when does it rain. But I wonder if sometimes it's like, hey, let's quick do this.
It was funny to me because they cut from the beach where it's like really sunny, and then from that to Shannon at the case, and it's downpouring, and you kind of are supposed to think it's happening at the same time. I think
it's a little time jump, but
is
still, yeah.
It is funny to me a bit when they just like run off into the jungle looking for someone. Like, how would you even know what way they went? Like,
they always run into each other somehow.
Yeah,
it's a small island.
Well, and then I remember I think it's in like the 3rd season, you learn that it's like a 2-day hike all the way across the island or something like that. And it's like, so they've really not gone that far into the interior of this thing.
Yeah. But yeah, that my big thing is the backstory and the main story don't really cross over as well as it probably could have. Because, like, the simple thing on paper is, like, he stops Shannon with the gun. So what should the backstory? He doesn't stop someone that with a gun. But the problem is, in that one, it's so quick. And it's not really there's nothing he could do. Whereas this one, he had it. The lineup should be, in both situations, he can do something.
Right.
But then in the backstory, he doesn't. And so he learns from that for now. That's how he does that. But
yeah, he didn't really have a choice in the, well...
What do they say? There's always a choice, but the point being, I think there's probably a way to sharpen this one a little bit. But when you're a couple episodes, well, there's one episode we have next week's episode, and then we have the finale. So it's like, yeah, we're kind of starting to wrap up things. So because I know, and it's building, because once we get to the finale, it's multiple backstories that we see, which is their thing for the first 3 years. So we'll see how all these storylines for all the other characters line up in the finale, the season 1 finale. But
hey guys, at least we're almost out of season 1.
Yeah, already. Yeah, it's a solid season. It really is.
Yeah, it just feels like we've been watching it for forever.
This is the one I've seen 100 times, so I'm ready to move on.
There you go. Let's just skip right to season 6.
Which is weird. This tends to be a lot of people's favorite because I think it's
simple.
It's simple.
Yeah.
It's mostly they're on the beach. They're just trying to survive, and they're starting to recognize things, and it's the introduction stuff. And then once you get into later seasons, it starts to go off the rails, and more characters get added, and the scope gets bigger, and it gets more confusing. So that's why most people prefer the first season.
Would either of you be willing to identify what your favorite season is?
As of right now, yeah, I've said it multiple times.
Okay, 4.
4.
How about you?
You know, it's been a long time since I watched anything other than season 1 and parts of 2, but 5 holds a special place in my heart because it was the first one I started with, and that's kind of how I expected the show to go when I started from the beginning, and It certainly was
not.
different. Yeah.
Here, you have a little bit of experience with that. Is that a bit like a culture shock, watching that and having it be just kind of a normal show?
Yeah.
From watching the 5th season?
I think I mentioned this before, but it hit the hardest with Sawyer for me because he's complete 180 of a person, basically, in season 5 than he is in season 1. I was like, what is happening? Who is this guy? But, yeah, I don't remember a lot of season 3, so I am probably way off base, but I have a weird feeling that I liked season 3 a lot going through it before. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know.
For me,
season 4 is good.
Oh yeah, season 4. Season 4 is the best. It's not my favorite, but it's definitely the best. It's got
at least from what we remember.
Yeah. For me, it's season 2. I know you disagree with that because
from what I remember, it could be completely different this time.
I just have season 2 like internalized into me.
Yeah, and that makes sense.
And then none of us remember season 6 because
I remember how it ends.
That's about it.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else got anything left to say on the greater good?
Sayid is a good-looking dude. He really is.
He really is.
He's
good. He's a lot skinnier than I remember him being.
He's a lot shorter than I remember.
I remember him being like a bit more buff.
Yeah, when he was standing next to like the CIA woman and the Aussie officer, I was like, oh, he's not very big.
Oh, was that an Aussie officer?
Yeah, you didn't hear his accent?
I did hear an accent, but I was like,
they were in Australia.
Yeah.
And that's like the liaison with the CIA.
Yeah. I worked with ASIS.
Whatever that is.
Yeah, I don't know, but I assume
I'm
it's
an American.
It's ASIS. It's probably Australian something like that.
Secret Internal Service?
Something. It's probably intelligence, or I don't know what the...
Secret Intelligence Society?
Yeah, but... Yeah, he's not very big, and, the hair out is what we see on the island, and he looks good. I think he looks better with the hair pulled back.
I think that's just because you relate to it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, some people pull their hair back, and they don't look great. But him, he just...
Nope.
Oh,
yeah. Whatever hair is left there.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all I got to say.
All right. Well, next week, I'm guessing, we're looking at the screen here. It's got the DVD menu on, and just pull back the curtain a little bit. Next week's episode is Born to Run, based on that title. I'm going to guess I'm going to hate it.
It's a Kate episode.
Yay.
Yeah. Oh, Shannon is still my least favorite character, but I'm starting to warm up, as bad as it sounds, because she's not yelling and crying about everything all the time. She's very quiet in this episode to the end. I was like, I'm not quite ready to change it, but I think the maturing of the character started because not only the situation, but also Boone dying. So this is the turning point in the character. So it was still there, but I'm pretty sure it will change. But yours is not changing, and I know it won't, and rightfully so. She drugged Jack.
Yeah.
He needed to settle down and get some sleep, but also it's like,
it would have been kind of a funny joke to have chloroform soup, though.
That would have been funny. Anyway, but Born to Run is next week.
All right. Until then, check us out on these... Until then, check us out on the following platforms. Jared, where can they find us?
You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, The Funny TikTok, and X.
Formerly known as Twitter.
And you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and hey, if it's YouTube, like, subscribe, comment, ring that notification bell. Make sure you check us out and rate us on all those apps. Oh, and swing by our groovy website.
And until then, I don't know, how do you want me to say this? Lost is off.
Let's get lost. Let's get lost.
And until then, just continue getting lost with us.